Everyone. Welcome to the Live Wonderful Free Friday Photo Tips. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Danielle Werner. This is my dear friend and fellow photographer, Alicia Tardugno. How you doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah, I like your glasses.
Thanks. It's a reflection.
They look very sophisticated. So I want to give everyone a few minutes to join us today. We have a larger group than normal today. I'm very excited to have everyone on. Today's kind of a special Friday photo tip. We've been doing these for about 3 or 4 months now. And this one word, every week we come on here. On Wednesdays, we go on Instagram Live and share some Wednesday wisdom using one word to inspire everyone to live wonderful. And then on Fridays, we come here and we take that word and translate it into visual storytelling, right? How can we use these words to bring our stories to life from behind the lens? So the reason this week's class is a little bit more special than normal is because the word this week completely encompasses what it really means to live wonderful in one word. I think if I could use a word to talk about what do we do, what are we always thinking and bringing out in people. And I'll do the drum roll, Alicia. You want to tell everyone what the word is?
Story is our word.
Story. So you all know that, of course, as photographers, Alicia and I are visual storytellers, and you are too. But as we're getting everyone to get on here and giving everyone a few minutes, I know it's Friday, I want to share with you guys a little backstory about Live Wonderful. And first, I want to share my screen with you because I want to read exactly what our mission is so that you guys get an idea of why story is so important as we dive into this. So let me see. I'm going to bring up my screen and share it with you. And then today, as we use the word story, Alicia and I are going to show you some of the stories that we've brought to life recently. So you guys are going to get a great range of photo tips today while we show you some of our recent shoots. But first, if I hide that, can everyone see my screen? See the website? And Alicia, field those questions for me if anyone. Those of you who are on here now, when you think of the word story, what does that mean to you? What makes you want to dive in and capture a story? So for us, it's all about bringing your personal, your travel, and your brand or business stories to life. We're all about creative confidence, okay? So if you go to our About page, it states, by harnessing the power of visual storytelling, our mission is to empower you to create and share real stories with passion and purpose. So we're going to come back to those two words throughout today's class. But the word real means something to me, and I know it means something to Alicia too. These are, for us, it's not just about capturing any story. It's about getting deep down and figuring out what's that real story that really is meaningful and has passion and purpose behind it. So I'm going to bring up, let's see where we're at right now. I'm going to bring up my gallery. Where is it? Hold on. It's livewonderful.pixieset.com. Alicia, if you want to, I'd love for you to share your screen too and share some of your stuff. Guys, Pixieset is not, it's not my website. It's not the main website, but it is a great gallery website. And they do offer a free subscription for one gallery at a time. That's where I started with them about 10 years ago. Alicia uses the same company. There's different companies like this, and another one's called Shoot Proof. These are websites essentially that you don't have to build. They have different features and they have more advanced subscriptions and stuff. So to have a lot of galleries and to not have the Pixieset logo, you do pay, I think as little as $10 a month. But this is a great place for you to start if you are building your galleries. And one piece of advice I want to tell you is don't ever show mediocre images to the public. So when you do build your galleries and you decide what you're going to publish online, what stories you're going to share, make sure you feel 100% like that is the best freaking picture you've ever taken and you're proud to show it off. So I know you feel the same way, Alicia, because we are overshooters and we're constantly trying to get rid of photos because we don't want to share too much that kind of waters down the beauty of that real story. So these are some of the recent sessions that I've captured. And I want to show you, if you were on with us last week, we talked about, what was our word last week? I already forget. Alicia, do you remember what it was?
Connection?
Yes. No. Was it? Hold on, I'm going to look at the calendar right now because I really do want to know. What was last week? Yes, you're right. Connection. So we looked at Allison's senior portraits, high school senior portraits. And this one in particular, I remember us looking at because we were talking about different ways that we can connect to her as a senior, but also just the connection in the pose, the connection in the eyes, the hands connecting to the hat. There were a lot of different ways we could emphasize that word connection. So I want to dive in a little deeper into Allison's pictures and kind of branch off that word connection into the word story, okay? And first, let me say this: if you're here with us now and you love going out and shooting, especially if you're shooting portraits of people, creating a great story is about getting more than one good shot, right? Our goal as professionals is to always share with you not one or two good photos of you, but a slew of great photos that make you see yourself differently, that make you see the beauty in yourself. And for a high school senior, let's just think for a minute about the story of a senior. You know, Alicia, what do you think about when someone calls you and you want to capture that story that's a senior? What are some words that pop into your mind that relate to a high school senior story?
I mean, what they, what they're into, what they possess, like if they're into athletics, if they're into
their
any kind of hobbies, you kind of want to.
Their personality, right?
You want to express and show themselves through their story, through photography. So I feel as if, I don't know this girl, but I feel as if you've captured her true kind of self in these images and her story as you kind of go through them.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna scroll and give you guys an at a glance view right now. So Allison is a very shy and easygoing, relaxed girl, but she is shy, not very talkative, very open to trying different things, but most people are a bit uncomfortable in front of the camera when they first are, when you first start shooting them. That's totally normal. But look at the last shot of the day and how relaxed and easygoing she feels in this picture. Whereas at the beginning, it's just always start like this. I did capture that shyness in her just a little bit, right? I let her kind of fold her arms and be, kind of turned away from the camera and coming back out from under her hair, her eyes there. So when I'm shooting a high school senior, and think about any kind of shoot that you guys have gone out and do, this can relate to going on a travel adventure and shooting landscapes. This can relate to capturing your kid's soccer game. This can relate to photographing your flowers in your garden. Any story, I'm always looking for that connection to the personality or the element itself. So in the case of a senior, Allison's shy, and I wanted to show that off. I didn't want her to look or feel anything that she didn't, feel. I didn't want her to feel fake, right? We want that real passion and purpose to come out in her story. So I let her be shy at the beginning. I let her look down. I didn't over direct her. Even while she was standing here, she was kind of fiddling with her dress and she wouldn't look up at me, and I was kind of talking to her mom and I was getting my settings right. And by the way, at the very beginning of a shoot, take the pressure off yourself of trying to get a great shot. I don't know about you, Alicia, but when I first start shooting someone, I tell them, like, you're not going to see a bad picture of yourself, and these are just warm-up shots. Like, do you say anything like that at the beginning?
Yeah. I always say, let's, just do your thing right now. I'm going to get my lighting right, and I usually get some really good candid shots in the beginning.
Yeah,
and then I start to direct just a little bit. But even within the direction, I like them to just be themselves. And
yeah. So you're kind
more
of just
organic and easygoing. I mean, I always try and remind them that some of those are the best shots of them just being themselves. So.
And it's absolutely normal for any human being to feel uncomfortable in front of the camera. If someone doesn't feel uncomfortable, there's something wrong. Like they either do this for a living, they model, or they don't know what a camera is. It is absolutely normal for that disconnect to be there at the beginning. You and your lighting, you have to get right, your background, your settings. So take that pressure off at the beginning and take advantage of it and let your subject fall into their own space so that you can start to see their story come to light naturally, right? Mm-hmm. And it is a great bonus when you get those candid shots at the beginning that you can't really plan, right? Like, she was sitting on this little stool, and I just remember thinking, okay, like, I really don't want you to move at all. I can't really direct you because it's so cute and great. So before I did give her that direction of look up at me, I just snapped that picture of her looking down, and mom loved that picture. But you let them be themselves before you start directing is the real purpose of the beginning.
Yeah, get to know them too a little bit. So.
Yeah, absolutely. In this moment, when she was looking down, finally, when she looked up at me, I was asking her a question here. So a lot of times when you ask a question or you gain interest, right? You get to know them. You get them in this thinking mindset and they relax a little bit. They're not worried so much about what their smile looks like. They're more thinking about the answer they're going to give you. So look for those in-between moments where there's a pause and you can capture a different expression. I couldn't have told her to not smile, right? This was an in-between. The other thing I want to point out here is when I'm capturing a full story, at every scene, I want you to think of every scene as your background and your lighting, right? So every time we change locations, we're thinking about the lighting being different, the background being different, and how we're going to compose our subject in this new setting. So in every location, I'm thinking of it as a series where each location can be its own story. So I will shoot close up and then move back, right? And change a little bit, all in the same location. We've got 5 or 6 great shots here, and she doesn't really move that much. And then once we go to another location, you could see we'll go from far away to, I think she started walking by the time she got here. This was a nice close-up. So use storytelling, use the word story to think of it as a chance to capture all these different versions of this person, and together your best shots create the whole story. Black and white tells a very different story, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So this series of her, I think we got it, I think I showed them about 60 or 70 pictures. They narrowed it down to 20 that they loved. This is a typical 2 to 3 hour session. And we have, let's see, 1, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, I would say 6 different series, 6 different mini stories. So So Alicia, would you say that you take about the same or more or less of a typical photo shoot? This would be like the amount of series that you would put together?
I mean, sometimes the outfits don't change or anything, but yeah, I'd say, yeah, one, two, maybe like three different kind of, yeah, 3 or 4 different kind of looks.
Per outfit or hour of
Or
shoot?
just, yeah, just moving around different
Yeah.
type of backgrounds,
Yep.
different lighting. So, I mean, when you're ready, I can show you mine. It will be completely different. The last shoot I had, actually not the last one, but.
So I'm going to end my sharing. Go ahead, Alicia. You can jump on and share yours.
Okay, let's see.
If you're on with us live and you're thinking about the stories you want to capture, you know,
can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes we don't know what story we want to get, right? Alicia and I shoot professionally, so we know what story we're going after, but be okay with not knowing too, and just showing up with your camera and seeing what unfolds, right? I know that's a big deal.
Right. So this was a beach shoot. 1-year-old cake smash we were gonna do on the beach. But I figured, isn't she cute? I figured we'd just do some family shots first, and then we'll get the Nessie cake shoot. And this was just in her stroller, I thought it was so cute meeting them.
Yeah.
So I snapped a couple there, and once we got down to the beach, it was still bright. It was 7 a.m. in the morning, so I knew I had to adjust my light. I knew that there was going to be some harsh shadows, like it is what it is, But I wanted these candid shots with Dad, just kind of hanging out by the water, and then Mom comes in. So I'm just telling them, just be candid, have fun together right now while I kind of get it going, and they're just doing their thing. So as we keep going, I'll direct a little bit more and make it feel a little bit more like a photo shoot, and
I love that one on the right. Scroll up.
This one,
the standing one. So
yeah.
Guys, you see how she's capturing the same story but totally different shots, from vertical to horizontal, close up, far away. These are different ways to connect to that feeling of this adorable family beach shoot.
Yeah, they're so cute. And Michael hates doing photo shoots, but he only does it because he's known me forever. So Eliza is just like, yup, we're doing this. It is what it is. And they ended up just loving it. But yeah, you just kind of go with the flow, and you test your light out. I kept telling her to kind of turn a little bit. You can see right here, her shadows are still on the baby's face, and I kept telling her turn more towards the sun a little bit.
Yep.
So there's just, as you kind of keep going, I mean, the baby's not in her shadow, but there's still a little shadow on her face. I wanted the direction of the water line, the beach line. So
I was just going to point that out. So when you're directing, what's happening in our minds, everyone, is you're getting the shot, right? But every next shot you take, you're trying to tweak it. You're going from good to great. And then you look at it and you go, okay, what's one more step? So Alicia's going, all right, I see the beach line. Now I see the shadow on her face. Now I'm directing her to turn. Now Alicia's probably turning her body a little bit too. So every step, as you're capturing even just one little series of a story to tell, you're making the story better and better by tweaking your movements, your direction, your settings, and ultimately you're watching that light. That's what's going to help you determine, this to me is like such, I mean, yeah, it's this beautiful, candid beach family shoot, and what's not to love with an adorable little girl. But what I appreciate is that you can see the morning light. Even though it is harsh, there's this soft glow to it.
Yeah, and, it's still had a very soft haze.
Yeah, and it adds to the story. So I don't want to forget to point out, guys, that story, connecting to that word connection, it's about creating a feeling, right? So yes, happy, high energy, fun, loving family, but by going in the morning and working with these cooler tones, these softer tones, you're also adding to the story because of the color that's coming out in the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the soft, like mauves and, you know, soft blues and the rocks. It's got this tan undertone to it.
Yeah.
Whereas my high school senior shoot was just like bright greens, bright reds. So think about your color tone, your white balance and your temperature, but also just the elements in your shot and the time of day you shoot is going to absolutely emphasize that story. I love these ones at the bottom where she's looking up. Those are
that was just spontaneously like, oh, don't move, because I had got up and we were gonna get up, and I was like, oh, I see a moment, you know what I mean? Like, stay right there. And then I just kept calling her name. So it worked out for that. And then I was like, all right, let's keep walking. Like, we're doing all these different types of, you know, environments where they're sitting on the rocks on the beach. Now they're walking back. I'm just getting them having fun telling their story, which is, it was fun for me, you know.
It is. I love how you go in and out. And guys, do you see the reflection on the water? So
yeah, I was trying to get that 100%. Like,
yeah, and that is, you want those reflections, morning light at the beach on the East Coast. That's the only time you're going to get it. You want sunset reflections, go to the West Coast. It's the only way you're getting them. But also, look how okay, stop right here. This is too cool because I haven't seen this shoot yet, guys. So you've got composition by bringing in those that element of reflection you are adding to the story, right? Mm-hmm. She's backing up and zooming in, showing the more candid scenic shots versus the more intimate. Think when you zoom in and crop in tight, think intimate. That's the story. When you zoom out and are far and wide, think expansive and free. That's the story. So
I've been testing that out too, because I am a way more intimate shooter.
Yeah.
And I like to crop in my frames. So with these beach shots too, I knew that there was going to be reflections on the sand and the water. So I was like, I got to do some wider shots. I want to show that back and forth kind of story of like, this is where we're at, but then it could be anywhere, you know. It's like it's just about the story of this family and this little girl. So
and then look how the lighting changed. Look how she backlit them, allowed the lighting to be overexposed, right? But we have a completely different story. We have this glowy, soft feel. So
well, I did this a little different. You can do this with a reflector too, but I did it with an off-camera flash. And I wanted to get them backlit and I wanted to get them front lit as well, just to see how the photo would change. And I knew it was going to be kind of blown out a little bit.
So pretty,
it actually like came out very pretty, and I'm happy. And you can see right here, this one right here is the photo that is this right here, and I even cropped it just to become more intimate. So it's fun. It's fun to even just crop just to tell a story a little bit differently.
These are great.
What else? Oh, so the end of this, actually, you'll probably like these too. Look how cute this one is.
Yes, I love that.
I love this. Like those was just one of those candid moments where I was like, keep shooting, you know, see how it goes. Like there was going to be a cute little hazy, kind of lens flare-ish, but I didn't get the lens flare, but it was still kind of hazy in that moment.
No, that's beautiful. And see, when she says hazy, guys, what she's talking about is that soft, washed out light between their heads, right at the baby's, right there. So that hazy look is something you identify it, right? She's seeing her shadows. She wanted to front light those other shots and blow out the background. But when you start to see your light change, know that that is a moment for your story to feel differently. So she immediately switched into this mode of, let's just see what we get. We've already got great stuff. Let's play with this hazy light and see if we can get some of that. And I love it. It's right around their heads where they're telling the story of the kiss.
So the end of the shoot was the cake smash. And I've never done a cake smash on the beach. I thought it was so cute. But you can actually see how different the story is from a front view or a back view compared to a side view, which I started incorporating say the leaves that we put down, and it worked out perfectly. How cute is she? I know, she's so cute. So we just had so much fun. But yeah, change directions. You can tell a different story by using a different perspective. And you can connect with that subject, even if it's a little baby, you know, on their level. You should have seen how sandy and wet I was, because you know me, I got right on my belly and I went down on all fours. Like,
click on that middle image right there.
These ones are great.
Go. Okay. I want to see the one that was a few back. I want to point something out. Go up in the middle right there. Yeah. So can't you guys tell? Can you tell that Alicia is on her belly in the sand? Do you see the forefront of this image? How it leads you in past the greenery to the cake and her toes and then up to her face, because it's very compressed from top to bottom. See how her head is almost completely in the clouds that are in the sky? So if Alicia were up higher, the baby's head would be in the ocean in the background. You would see down onto her legs more, and you would see between the leaves and the feet. But by coming down low, now you have the sand in the forefront of the photo, and it's leading you in and up, right? And it's also making that baby look more grand by coming up at the baby this way. So
I love getting on kids' levels. I think parents need to I always tell the parents to get on their level too.
Get down low, get in close. Intimate versus expansive. Think of how and why are you telling this story? So look at those toes. I mean, you want to talk about
I had to go in. It's so cute.
And see how the toes are lit up? They're not in the shadow. So anywhere that something is lit up, that's going to be the main subject of your story, or the main, or not, maybe not the main subject, but it is going to be where your viewer looks first, is where something is lit up. So make sure
this was a completely different perspective. I was kind of hanging in the front for a while or on the other side, and like this just lit it up differently. It was more soft around her. And yeah, so play with your angles, play with your perspectives to get a different story as these photo sheets unfold. So yeah,
awesome.
Let me get out of here somehow.
Yeah, and then I just want to share a couple more things with you guys. We have a lot of exciting things coming up here at Live Wonderful, and starting tomorrow. Alicia and I are going to be hosting, for the first time in like 6 months, we are actually hosting a free version of our beginner DSLR class. So if you haven't already signed up, Alicia, will you put this in the chat box for me? Go to same link where you signed up today, livewonderful.clickmeeting.com. You will see our free photo class and our free photo editing class. This is the first time that we're going to be teaching photo editing for free. And why are we doing this for free? I'm going to tell you 2 reasons. One, we love doing this. We're obsessed. We get on here every week, multiple times a week. We just have an obsession. That's reason number 1. But number 2, a lot of people feel like they aren't ready, or that they're not good enough, or they don't have the time to learn photography. And so we want to show you in a quick 30-minute class how easy it is to dive in and get off auto mode with your camera. So if you have a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, this is a great first class for beginners. If you've already taken our beginner class, still sign up, because it'll be a great refresher for you. We're also going to be giving away some fun giveaways tomorrow, because will you put in the Warrior Weekend URL? livewonderful.com/Warrior Weekend. We're going to be announcing some great new information about it tomorrow, and giving you a demonstration of what this 4-course workshop is going to be all about. August 29th and 30th, Alicia's coming down, and we are going to do boot camp style, all 4 of our best classes. Actually, 2 of these classes have never actually been done before as a group class. So this is brand new information, and they are more advanced classes. So if you guys have already taken our beginner classes, you're going to love what we have coming up. So let me just show you real quick. If you go to livewonderful.com/warrior weekend, it'll take you to our online workshop. That's a great photo of Alicia and I standing on the cliffs of the Grand Canyon about 4 years ago.
Your screen is not sharing yet.
Oh, what am I? Let me share my screen. You guys can't see the beautiful picture that I can see. What's wrong? There we go. All right. Can you see it now?
Yes.
So there is that cool picture of Alicia and I at the Grand Canyon. I don't have a camera in my hand in this picture because everyone thought I was crazy, but I literally handed it off to some random stranger and said, hey, will you walk down the cliff and around the corner and get a picture of us up here? And so Alicia leans in and looks like she's taking an awesome shot. And anyway, guys, this is where Warrior Weekend really stemmed from. After coming back from a 2-year trip, a hiatus around the world, living out of a backpack, I came home and Alicia helped me drive my Mini Cooper across the country for a couple weeks. And we just had an incredible time, me helping her learn how to really feel like a warrior behind her camera. And now you can see the amazing work she's doing with it. So we're going to
there too.
Yeah, we're going to dive in first with August 29th from 9 to noon. We're doing our beginner DSLR class. This is where you get off auto forever and really understand how to use manual mode. You're also going to get our cheat sheet. Have you guys seen our free cheat sheet? Not free. Free for the classmates. If you come to this class, Alicia and I made this awesome cheat sheet. So everyone who takes our beginner class gets one of these. And what do you like to call this, Alicia?
Oh, my photography Bible.
Yes, this is the Bible that never leaves the bag.
Never.
In the afternoon on Saturday, we're going to be teaching a brand new course, our advanced DSLR course. This is basically a combination of our best of the best in the portrait workshop and our intermediate workshop, which I used to teach years ago. So we're just diving into more of those advanced features on your camera and how to really know what it takes to go pro and take a photo shoot from beginning to end. On Sunday the 30th, we're diving into post-production, photo editing with Lightroom. So we'll be teaching from 9 to noon our intro class. Check this out, guys. So I know we all take pictures like this, right? How about starting to make them look like that, right? So in this course, we're not only going to show you how to edit your photos and make them pop, but we're also going to show you how to organize them, pick the best ones, and keep them organized using things like keywords and stars and flags and colors. So you're really going to have an understanding of how to organize all of your digital files for the rest of your life after this first intro to Adobe Lightroom class. In the afternoon on Sunday, we're going to dive into the more advanced features in Lightroom, where you're going to learn more about photo retouching. So believe it or not, guys, some of my photo shoots, many of my photo shoots, the shots look like this in the camera, but I know before the client gets it, we're going to have that sparkle in the eyes, the cut off the forehead, smooth out the skin, get rid of any wrinkles or, zits we don't like. So this advanced photo class, both of these, I'm going to do the first one and Alicia's going to do the second one. You guys are going to get a demonstration of how we actually work in post-production and see how our workflow is, how we produce the shots that we get. So right now, these classes, there's an early bird special. They are $75 each. They'll go up to $95 in a few weeks. So join us tomorrow to hear more about it because we're going to give you a big sneak peek to these first beginner classes tomorrow. So we hope to see you there. Let me jump back on and say goodbye to everyone. I really enjoy coming on here every Friday with you guys.
Yes.
Take your story to a whole new level this weekend. Get behind the camera and really feel connected to that story you want to bring to life. What is it? Is it an intimate story or is it a big, grand, expansive story? And join us tomorrow because we're going to have even more fun in our free classes. I'm excited for them.
Yeah.
Alicia and I are we're about to go over the whole presentation this afternoon.
I'm excited.
All right, guys. I am up. That's right. Kelly's going to be in town too. She's going to be here for that workshop. Maybe she'll pop
Can't wait to meet you. Finally.
That'll be great. Yes, yes. All right, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Live wonderful. Bye.